Make sure you can see the live stream.
We're live. Okay.
Is it wide enough, Amber?
It don't have to be.
Do you want to just mute it?
Just that little test. For the family overseas.
Oh, Aaron. Aaron and Michael.
Yep, Aaron and Michael over there.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's right, they're logged on.
Michael was on. I don't know about the rest.
Aaron,
I'm actually on,
Hey,
but
Mike. See you next year for the meeting.
I'll just have it here so if anyone wants to talk, they can say
Let
something.
us know when Aaron comes.
And then if you want to be really a lot of young fellas like these but even if where you got here until we ever squeeze people do, we get to use. They call it being so I'll give them oh, sure. Sorry, somebody else.
Same topic for you. Goodbye.
Well, I have to be out.
road is long with a many winding turn that leads us to knows where, who knows where. But I'm strong enough to carry. He ain't heavy, my brother. So we go. He's a welfare is my concern. No better is he to bear. We'll get there. All I know, he would not endure. He ain't heaven. He's my brother. If I'm waiting, and I'm waiting with sadness that everyone's heart isn't filled with the gladness of love. It's a long, long road from which there is no return. While we're on the way, in the doesn't weigh me down. He ain't heavy. He's my brother. He's my brother. that on? Yep. Right. I'd just like to welcome you all here today from the family on behalf of Greg. It was pretty unexpected, but can you hear that? Is that going through? Oh, yeah, okay. I don't know what else to say, but thank you for coming. I'm sure you'll enjoy seeing all these people here. There's probably a few more than what I expected. And I can see a lot of faces that I've been with Greg over the years and met and talked to. And so the funeral directors asked me if anybody hasn't scanned your COVID, not the pass, but the QR code at the front to get in, and they please do that at some stage. I don't know, health and safety stuff. It's toilets are out the front to the right, ladies and men's. If there's a event, the staff will tell us how to exit out the exits. Just follow them. Other than that, you must kick the show off. I'm going to start with the eulogy, and then we're going to get some people to talk to Greg. We're going to ask Scott Breen, who's one of Greg's Bunnings colleagues, and then Russell Flynn, who's one of Greg's mates, to share some memories. I've asked them not to say anything that's not good for public ears. So I'm just going to try and keep this short. We don't want too much. Greg was a much loved son, brother-in-law, uncle and great uncle, cousin and friend. He was born in Huntly on the 15th of February 1960 to mum and dad. He was the first one of the Millers to be born in Huntly. So he's a born and bred Waikato guy. I don't know why he wore those funny blue and yellow colours. He attended St. Anthony's School at Huntly College. Every year it was Greg's job, or he thought it was, to bring the ham to the Christmas function. He worked for the National Bank and in Tauranga and down Palmerston North, and there's lots of things here that people have written down that I'm not even going to mention. It's just things for us, or he had a restaurant downtown here called Rogues. That was a few years ago now. Lately he's been visiting the Flying Mullet out at Papamoa. He's going to be greatly missed. He was a really good brother to me. I don't know what we're going to do.
Yeah, we're all right.
That's it. On the button.
It's all right. We'll take it.
Yeah. So if I could ask Scott to come up and start his reading now, please. Oh, yeah.
Right, I think if Greg could hear what I was about to do now, I know what he'd say. He'd say, Scott, shut up, let's get to the bar. When I was first asked to read for Greg, a little bit taken aback. And then I remember the times that he's been there for me, and for everyone who knew him. So for me, it's a privilege to stand here and remember our friend Greg. First met Greg when he started the Bunnings 13 years ago at the Mount Maunganui store. He started in the admin department, which, being honest, I don't think he really liked it. So he made the move to the paint department where he met Mark. And then every Wednesday night, they would go to the pub and they would put the world to rights over the beer. And that happened every week for 13 years. He then decided to make the move to Pucky 6 years later for a change of scenery, which for me, personally, I was so happy about because I knew what an asset he was for the Mount store, and I knew how lucky the Pucky store was with what they were getting with Greg. Now, to some, Greg may have come across as a grumpy bugger.
Yeah.
Yep. But that was because Greg didn't do lazy people. He just didn't do it. For me personally, he was a manager's dream. No matter where he worked or which department he worked in, Greg's work ethic was always 110%. He was definitely old school. He didn't like receiving recognition. As far as he was concerned, whenever you recognised him for the job well done, he would always say, just do my job, boss. He was always a favourite of the builders at Pucky. They had massive respect for Greg, a lot of trust for him. And even though Greg wasn't a builder, if he didn't know the product, he would always educate himself. So for next time he knew, you could always count on Greg to get the job done. But even though Greg was a hard worker, he always came across as a bit of an introvert. He liked to keep himself to himself. But that didn't stop him from being there to help and support others. I've spoken to so many people over the last several days, and the one thing that they've always said is that Greg had the most tender and caring soul. He always had time to talk to you and ask you how you were doing, or try to support you as best he could when you had a problem. So this is the bit that's going to get me. I left the Pucky store over a year ago now. But my son, Sam, he works at the store. And Greg took Sam under his wing, gave him advice, and to try and keep him on the straight and narrow. Greg would call me every so often to tell me how he was doing. Greg, he was just so selfless. Sam, you couldn't ask for a better work dad. Personally, working with Greg, it's been an honour, and we're all going to miss him very much. Thank you.
Oh, thank you, Scott. I'd now like to invite Rusty up, or Mr. Russell Flynn, as Greg would call him.
Yeah.
If he can come and say a few words, please.
Oh, it would be the same with me. You'd say, Flynn, what are you doing? You don't make speeches. Anyway, I wrote some stuff down about what me and Greg have been up to over the years, and see, it's good to see you all here. And very sad day for everyone, including the family. So, probably read it without my glasses. So anyway, hello everyone. My name's Rusty. For those of you who don't know me, and Greg was my friend. He was a very, very good friend of mine, a friend of my wife's, and he's sort of an unofficial uncle / friend to our kids. He always took interest in what they and their friends have been doing. You know, that was great. And what they've been up to, what sports they were playing, etc. He was part of our family, really, and always welcome around our place. You know. So originally, I met Greg back at the Anchor, somewhere back in the late mid to late 90s, and met him in the Anchor Bar there. Didn't take long for us to become friends. Greg, as you know, Greg enjoyed a beer, especially the one that came in the green bottle. Yeah, it was a Steiny King, bro, that's for sure. Yeah. So, you know, he liked to watch sports, all sports, but mainly rugby, cricket, which he was passionate about. He's also, one of the faithful Warriors support crew over the years. Many of us spent time with Greg watching games of rugby or league at various bars, clubs, somebody's house. You know, didn't matter, win, lose or draw. It was always, you know, great times, and there was plenty of laughs with Greg around. You know, it was humour. And I know, you know, Greg had numerous friends. You just wouldn't know how many friends Greg had. And I know you guys, you know, you all have your own special memories, you know, of times you spent with them and, you know, what went on, you know. And today will be the day to think about that sort of stuff. For me, some of the best times I spent with Greg were on the weekends, back in the day when we didn't work on the weekends. Yeah, we'd go to local junior rugby league, first 15 games, or, you know, senior club games, rugby or league, whatever was on. Greg just loved it. He loved getting amongst it down on the sideline or behind the posts, you know, where he was only too willing to give a bit of free advice to the ref or the players if he thought they needed it. You had to be there with them. Very sharp. We also did, you know, quite a few road trips together, you know, going to games in Rotorua, Hamilton, even up to Auckland. He was always good company. You know, there was a sharp wit, great sense of humour, and, you know, his general knowledge. Greg, ask Greg a question. He'll know the answer. Yeah. I think Dennis used to go on the Oracle or someone, but ask Greg a question. He'd know the answer, right? Pretty much, or he'd make it up. But anyway, Greg was just a good, genuine, good bugger. You know, if you needed a hand, as Scott said, if you needed a hand with something, a job, you know, there was numerous jobs he helped me with at home that he probably wasn't that good at, but he did them anyway. The concrete mixer or the cobblestones or something. But that was Greg. And if you needed a shoulder to cry on or just someone to talk to, Greg would, you know, he'd always be there for you. Be there for all of us. And we're all going to miss you, buddy. We're going to miss you a lot. Thank you.
The family have decided that we're not going to open up the floor for people to speak because we can still be here next Christmas. But for now, we're just going to have a photographic session to Greg, and Christy's going to play a song. So if we can start that, please. You want
Yeah.
So far away from me. Where are you? You're so far away from me. You're so far away from me. So far I just can't see. You're so far away from me. You're so far away. Being in love and being all alone when you're so far away from me. so far, I just can't see. You're so far away from me. You're so far away from me. It's so tired, but I have to explain. You're so far away from me. See, you've been in Minnesota, and I've been in Red, and you're so far away from me. You're so far away from me. You're so far, I just can't see. You're so far away from me. You're so far away from me. So far away from me. Oh, you're so far away from me. You're so far away from me. So far away from me. And you're so far away from me. So far away from me.
Now we're going to have just the Lord's Prayer. But I'd just like to acknowledge all those people that are on the live stream. Thank you for joining us. I'm sorry you can't be here, especially our brother Michael in Perth and Greg's mate Jonesy in North Carolina. Get well soon, Jonesy. It wasn't very good news you sent me the other day. So if we can all, if you know the Lord's, is it in the,
Yes,
is it in the flyer, the prayers in the flyer, if anybody wants to join in?
Please stand. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. Lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. Amen.
Oh, and from the Irish Kingdom Order folk, from the Caseys to
Thanks,
the
James.
mothers and everyone present here from the Irish.
Please remain standing while we commit Greg to be cremated. After this, we'll just carry him out to the hearse. There will be baskets the girls are going to have with flowers we're going to place on Greg's basket. And then he's off to see his maker.
Okay.
Yeah. Well,
As we accept life, so must we accept death. As one of the unchanging laws of nature, with sadness, but without bitterness or resentment, we today recognise that universal law and release Greg from this life. Instead of dwelling on what we've lost, take time to remember everything we've shared together. Tenderly, we return the body of Greg to the elements from which it came. We commit his body to be cremated, earth to earth, ashes to ashes, dust to dust. And may his soul find freedom and great eternal peace. Amen.
Amen.
After we've finished this, we'd like you all to join in some refreshments. There's going to be some food available. Yeah, that is what it is, and we'll see go from there. So enjoy yourself for the rest of the day, share those memories, and thank you all for being here.
Thank you.
Yeah, mate. Well, just 2 months to talk about. I started to write down something. I could be here for a week. Yeah, cool. That's a China and the operation. Yeah. Yeah. A lot of people probably don't know.
So you come and put your